with Lizzie's Charm. I am a mystic diviner and hoodoo practitioner. Okay, so today we're going to talk a little bit about emotional health, our emotional health, our feelings, connecting with that. And for some people, that might be boring or may not be something you into or want to talk about right now, but that's the kind of stuff we talk about over here. Okay, so thank you for being here. And if you are not going to stay, that's okay. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. So, we are going to be talking about different things throughout the week, and at least 2 days out the week, we're going to touch on emotional and mental health, right? Because these things are very important when it comes to our reality and how we live in and what we want and where we're going. You know, when it comes to anything of spirituality, that is truly what that is. You know, making sure that you are healthy and whole, right, in your mind, body, emotions, your heart, and your spirit, your soul, that everything is connected and working in harmony and unison. You know, so yes, let's get a little bit into the emotions. So, our emotions, they are literally energy in motion. They are initially generated from a thought that we have contrived, right? Because it's really like a thought that has been conjured based on something that we have experienced, right? Some sort of circumstance. Okay, so I did write some stuff down because I want to make sure I don't miss nothing. Okay, so now usually our emotions have less to do with other people than they actually have to do with ourselves, less to do with other people, yes, than they have to do with ourselves, right? Because what another person is to us is simply or merely a catalyst to trigger us in something that's coming up. And emotions have a lot to do with shadows, right? And triggers and shadows align in that way for us to experience that arousal of them, right? So that we can integrate that energy and fully embrace the wholeness of ourselves, So, with that, it's like it also has a lot to do with our own personal inner workings, which is what I just said, but it's really important that we get in the space of being able to recognize where our energy begins and another person ends, right? Or where we end and another person begins. Vice versa. However it is that you want to put that, because sometimes it's very real for what we feeling to not even be ours. It is very possible for us to absorb another's emotional nature within our being, and especially if we're looking at this from a human design perspective, if you have an open emotional center, the solar plexus, then you are definitely always picking up other people's stuff, right? Other people's feelings, other people's emotions, moodiness, and everything. Right. So it is so important for us to be able to tell the difference between one and the other. And those of us who are in that space of always picking up, who are sensitive, right, can feel very deeply. We are empaths. So in that, it's important to learn how to protect your energy with that, but we're not talking about that today. I will make a video about that. Maybe that'll be our video next week, learning how to protect ourselves from the outside forces. Okay, but we're gonna get into this week and the influences that can be coming up when it comes to our emotional nature and how it is that we're feeling. But it's really important, even until that is shared, it's important that we find or get into a strong space of discernment when it comes to our boundaries and what is necessary for us and what we allow, right? And what we choose to what environments we choose to put ourselves in, the type of energetic frequencies that we choose to operate in, like how the people around you showing up does that serve you in feeling good within yourself and your body? So taking breath, because I really just needed to take a breath, really helps when we're in that moment, having soft belly breath, deep belly breaths, and allowing us to come back to this present and seeing what is ours. Where are we? Where am I? Where are you? So now, our emotions, they operate from the connection of our thoughts, right? And like I said, our thoughts are always going. We have over like a 60,000 thoughts a day. It could be more than that. I have to go back and read and see what it was that I read, but we have plenty of thoughts throughout the day. So our mind is always making up stories. In that, it generates a feeling, and in that feeling and emotional frequencies, consumes us in our body. Emotions happen in the body. So being aware of that can help us um, get a hold on it, I guess is the word to use, to help support us in moving forward in a way that is not so detrimental to what our future, right? Because every action has a reaction. In our emotional nature, it transpires into an action once the thoughts and the emotions start doing the things it is that they do. So with that, when it comes to the planetary aspects of things, my camera about to die. Give me 1 second. When it comes to the planetary aspects of things, the moon rules our emotions. So the moon, it also represents our shadows, right? It is the shadows. It cloaks things, or it illuminates things. It just depends whether it's a dark moon or a full moon, right? So with that, it also governs the way in which we process our thoughts. This is why emotions in our mind, are how we think, how we perceive, are all intertwined and connected, because we're not actually going to be feeling anything if we are not thinking anything. Is this camera moving? That's so odd. How is that even possible? Okay, maybe it's behind me that's moving. I don't know. Anyways, so with that, when the moon is moving through the signs, this is always influencing us in a particular way, influencing happenings in our life in a particular way, because whether we recognize it or not, us and everybody else around us are being affected by the planetary aspects, the planetary movements that are taking place. So the moon is in its waning phase. We just coming off the Scorpio lunar eclipse, and that was on Friday. Okay, so this means that things are leaving away from us. They are washing themselves out of our life, and up from today up until Sunday, we'll be experiencing the moon in Sagittarius to Pisces. So we'll be refining things surrounding these types of aspects in our life. And they'll be coming up in an emotional nature. They'll be coming up in a thought process, right? We'll be having a lot of feelings to acknowledge, to become aware of, and respond to in however we choose, So when the moon is waning, it's about reflection. It's about an internal conversation. This is us doing whatever healing it is that we need to do. This is us releasing and letting go whatever it is that's needing to let go of. And with it going through Sagittarius and Pisces, this is in the matters of, our life's journey, our beliefs, our spirituality, right? The tools it is that we use in our life to help us move forward and thrive, okay? This is about places where we we wanting to know more, wanting to see a bigger picture, concerning about the structures, the discipline it is that we have, the order it is that we have. All right, this is a lot about our own personal standards and if we are living up to that as well. Like wherever it is that these things are coming up and we're feeling uncomfortable about them, it's simply because there is some energy that is wanting to be integrated with that, and it's coming up in most likely, more than likely, in a shadow form, right? We're being triggered. This shadow shows up, and we start responding in a less than desirable way, in a way that doesn't allow us to thrive, and grow. Right. So this also has a lot to do with the groups that we take part in, our communities, how we give, how we receive, what we're giving, what we're receiving, and also about our friendships, our hopes, our dreams, our wishes, right? Where it is that we need more clarity, desiring more clarity, or where it is that we think we know something that is not necessarily the truth, because when the moon goes into Pisces, something may become illuminated for us in a way that it may even be kind of shocking, right? And with all this energy, a lot of things from the past might be coming up. Mercury is still in retrograde in Taurus, right? So there's going to be a lot of communication going on. The throat chakra is very active right now, especially through this week, right? So we may be trying to find the right words to say when in reality it's just like, when it's time, it'll come. Like trusting in divine timing is what's best for everything in this moment, especially when it comes to speaking, to voicing what it is that's needing to be said, right? Or that we feel needs to be said, that we really desire, because the moon represents our desires as well, right? It's what's hidden, it's what's in the shadows, it is the cycles of ourselves, of our lives, of nature. It's lunar, right? So the mind all plays in a big role. We are seeing patterns and letting go of patterns if we become aware enough to do so. Okay, so this energy also has a lot to do with our sovereignty and our autonomy, us being able to be ourselves in the group, right? Or us being able to simply feel like that we are free to do us in general, right? Because sovereignty is about liberation, whereas autonomy is about our uniqueness within a mass, right? So it's like, where are we still holding ourselves in being in this oppressed state of mind that's affecting us emotionally, that's keeping us cyclically stuck in some emotional pattern that may not necessarily be healthy for us? Okay, so these are things that may possibly come up for you in this week. I really recommend journaling. All right, making a plan, connecting with someone that can support and serve you in moving through this. If anyone, or if you, I should say, is needing some support in anything at this time, definitely check out my website and you can book a consultation, and I am here for you. Okay, I'm gonna pull 3 cards to see what are the messages. See if spirit wants to say anything, because that was just me sharing for real, channeling some things. And it's really important that we be open to the truth of the matter, right? Getting out of this space of fooling ourselves, right? That moon in Aquarius and Pisces, thinking that things are supposed to be one way or are one way, and they're actually not. Yeah, so we have frozen here. So we may be frozen in one particular state, a place that it's time for us to come out of, a place that it's time for us to release and let thought, or maybe it's possible that we are just needing to stay in this space that we are in at this time because that's where we are supposed to be, which is always an okay thing, okay? And correspondence, it has something to do with communication with others, communication with ourselves, okay? It's definitely, it's something about how we think, speak, feel about ourselves, you know. It has it's a lot about seeing the truth of who it is that we are, the places it is that we need to let go of, and that we are choosing not to let go of, you know? What else is here? What else would you like for us to know? Frozen correspondence. There, okay, so there may also be some communication that has been frozen that's coming out, that's thawing. Like the light is coming, and there may be a lot of connection right now. It's Mercury in retrograde. Maybe something old, something that has been not moving for a while, right? Stuck in a state. So that communication could happen. There may be some dreams taking place, or stuck in a place where you can't make dreams manifest, I should say. What else? Yeah, but movement is happening. It's the thaw is taking place. It's the Ace of Wands here. Okay, and it has a lot to do with we might have some communication about money, jobs, work coming in, like something very unexpected. Things are moving forward. What else? Yep, and the sun is coming out. So the frozen energy is definitely coming undone. Okay, and at the bottom we have the Ace of Swords. At the bottom of the other one is innocence. So it's like coming from a space of gentleness, a space of kindness, of love, right? Trusting the new, right? There's definitely something new taking place when innocence comes out. This has a lot to do with something that has yet to be experienced. And the sun is about the inner child. This could also be speaking about the children. Maybe someone are getting together for their children to get together, right? There could also, maybe your children have been having a hard time with their speech, and that's coming up as well. What is this? Definitely some child energy. So we have Ezruli Dantor. She is the Lawa of mothers and children. Okay, she is the Ezruli of she is the Ezruli, what am I saying? She is the Ezruli that governs pregnancy and protects during childbirth. Okay, so there may be some cords that's being cut, like from mother figures, like family, ancestral ties is being let go of, and the ways in which it is that you raise your children, the ways in which it is that you love upon yourself. Okay, and we have Sekhmet here, the wounded healer. Okay, so with both of them coming out, Sekhmet is a warrior, and Ezruli is, I believe she's in a temple of lovers, you know. So this is a lot about seeing ourselves as being worthy, compassionate, and whole. Like you don't need anything for you to be worthy. You just always are that. Okay, and Sekhmet basically says it's okay to put yourself first, right? It's cool to put yourself first. It is a great thing to be confident in expressing yourself and knowing that you are worthy, knowing that you being you is totally enough. Okay, you guys, so that is all for this week, for this Monday. I will see y'all very soon. I hope that this blesses those who this reaches. All right, and yes, that is all for now.